Hey everyone, my name is Heidi. I'm coming to you from sunny Florida. Today is Monday, April 10th, and this is my YouTube channel, episode 32. I will be talking about mainly knitting today, but I do have crochet, cross-stitching, and some other hobbies in my toolbox. So I would like to give a warm welcome to any new viewers out there. Welcome. I hope you like the episode. And if you do, consider liking it and subscribing. And you could follow me along on my journey. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here with me. So today I'm mainly talking about knitting and a little bit of life and a little bit of acquisitions and some works in progress. So grab a drink and anything that you want to work on or not, and come hang out with me. Other than YouTube, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Yarned Heidi. So let's get going. Let's now go right on to finished objects. Okay, I am so thrilled. I am wearing one of my finished objects. I've been working on this. I've had lots of trouble, and I almost knit this twice, but I'm glad it's over. Okay, and I don't know how long I'll last in it today while talking to you, because it is already like 75 degrees here, and it's what time? Almost 9 in the morning. And this is made with cotton and polyester, so it can get hot. So this is it. I'm going to stand up. Okay, let's see if I can show you some of it. Okay, here's the back. Okay, now let me talk a little bit about my woes and successes with this. Okay, when I first did this sweater, I wanted to perfect my skills, so I purchased a course from the Julianne from Twin Stitches Design, and she was having a basic course on my first sweater. I said, let me go back to the basics and let's see what I could tweak in my skills. Well, to be honest with you, it's a great course for beginners, but everything that was in this course, I already knew. I'm really trying to customize my sweaters to fit me better. So I was on my own regarding that. So I did this neckline. I did follow the pattern exactly. I love the neckline and the chest area, and it was for a size 3 in the pattern. So when I first did this, I did all that, and then I split for the sleeves, and I did the body, and I just got to the ribbing. I said, let me try it on, and I tried it on. I looked like a sack of potatoes. It was so big. Very big. So I said, let me decrease. And I kept decreasing, and it was still, I tried it on after a few inches. Oh, but before I decreased, I ripped it all the way back up to the area where I split for the sleeves, because that part fit me nice. So I split for the sleeves, and then I started decreasing. I decreased and decreased, and I still said, when I tried it on, it is still too big. Like 4 inches or so for positive ease. On each side, it was way too big. So I kept doing it, and it kept being big. I said, you know, I'm cutting to the chase. I'm going to decrease like 50 stitches, which isn't even, the decrease amount wasn't even in the pattern, but I said, this is how it's going to have to be if I want to get this sweater done. So I decreased it like 50 stitches. Fine. I get to the ribbon. I said, you know what? It fits good. There's maybe 2 inches on each side for positive ease, or maybe 1.5 inches. And I said, that is good. So then I went to the ribbing, did the, it's a 1x1 ribbing, and I did 2 inches for that. By the way, the needles I used, let me talk a little bit about what I used, was a size 6 and 8, 6 for the ribbing, 8 for the body. I used, the yarn is from Lion Brand Comfy Cotton Blend, which is, let me see how much is in here. I didn't write it down. But I know there's polyester and there's cotton. So that might be the blend. I don't know the percentages. So that is the yarn that I use and the needles. So I got to the ribbing. I did about 2 inches of the ribbing. Great. So now it's fitting nice. Now the sleeves, I said, oh, these sleeves are going to be so big. And also, when I split for the sleeves, it was almost down to like here. So I said, I don't really have to do much more on the sleeves. So according to the pattern, it said switch to larger needles. I said, they already look so big. There was a big armhole. And I said, I am just keeping it with the smaller needles, size 6. So what I did was, and according to the pattern, it says pick up stitches. So I picked up 6 stitches and I said, I don't really need that many stitches to pick up. It's already loose. So I ended up picking up the stitches and then decreasing 3 stitches. So that's what I did. I did about 3 rows before I started the ribbing, and that's it. I did it. So I did a lot of modifications on my own. I really winged it. Key is to try on, and and also try different things. I said, like even with the sleeves, I said, I'm not gonna go on the bigger needles, even though the pattern said to do that, because they already look big. And I said, just do the smaller needles. So it's all really trying things out, have the patience to do it. And because you're putting all this work into it, and then after all, when it's done, it's not even going to fit. What is the point of this? I'm getting to the mindset. I was like, I want things to look good and feel good on me, or else just scrap it. So it was worth it. I basically almost knit 2 sweaters with this. And I'm happy with the way I turned out. I did make a while back a ranunculus, and I love making that pattern, but I felt it was too short on me. And you know what? I don't wear it. I don't want it that short. And it's uncomfortable to me to wear it out like that. So I am going to try doing that ranunculus sweater again in the future, because I love the pattern. It fit nice. It was just too short because I ran out of yarn, and I improvised by adding more. So the point of the story is try it on, be willing to tweak it in different ways, give yourself some patience, and it'll be worth it in the long run. So what else can I tell you about it? That's it. That's my sweater by Twin Stitches Design. I think I'm at the point where I don't need to try to perfect my skills as far as what to do with making a sweater. I just have to learn to customize it for myself, and that's going to take practice as I do different sweaters. Now that we're into the spring and the summertime, I'm going to look into making something like a tee that's more suitable for the warmer weather. So that's my first sweater by Twin Stitches Design. It's not literally my first sweater, but that's what the pattern's called. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing is I follow along Grizzly Knits, another podcaster, and she's doing a dishcloth along, and for the year, for every month. And so I submit, when I do the dishcloths, I submit it on Instagram, and I don't know if there's a Ravelry group, but on Instagram, and I won one entry that I made with one of my dishcloths. So she was giving me a free pattern, and I knit the next month with the free pattern. So this is it. The pattern is called A Whole Lot of Kisses by, what's her name? Catherine Ann Field. And I really like doing this. Look at the nice texture on it. It does look like kisses. Maybe it goes like this, X's, yeah, like X's, like kisses. So the yarn is from my stash, from Dishie. I don't even know the color at all. Do I know the color? No, I don't know it. But it was used a size 7. I tell you, it doesn't look that big for using a size 7. So I used size 7. I used the Dishie by Knit Picks. And that's it, a whole lot of kisses. So I took advantage of the free pattern that I was awarded, and I made the dishcloth. And that's it. And then I did another dishcloth because every month I get a newsletter from the kitchen sink shop. I encourage you to subscribe to a newsletter. It doesn't cost you anything. And every month you will get a free pattern for one of her dishcloths. And the theme that she does this year, last year was about books that she's read growing up. This year it's sweet treats that she likes. And what's cool about the newsletter is not only do you get the free pattern, she's also putting in the recipe for the sweet treat that is inspired for the month. So this month it's called the Mini Eggs Dishcloth, I guess because of Easter time, springtime. So this is it, and this too was used with Dishie from Knit Picks, and I think the color is called Dewdrop. I'm not 100% sure because I don't have the label anymore. This is out of my stash, and I'm so glad that I could use my stuff. It's on a size 5. She recommends 3, but I felt it was too small, and even this feels small. You know, since I did that other dishcloth in the size 7, I might even go up to a 7. I don't know. I have to think about it. This is it. It was quick. I think I went down to the pool by where I live, and I started it and finished it the whole time I was there. So that was a win-win. And that's my dishcloth from the kitchen sink shop. I just want to mention, because I forgot to at the beginning, is that anything I talk about will be linked in the description box regarding the yarn I used, the pattern I used, any kind of notions or anything that I've purchased. It will all be linked below, so if you're interested, you can find it there and check them out. Okay, I think that's it for my finished objects. Let's move on along to works in progress. Okay, my works in progress. This is never ending. In October, I joined in on the Global Make-Along with Stephen West, and that's a mystery make-along that he does in the month of October, and it's called the Twist and Turns. He gives a pattern, you purchase a pattern, and then you get the yarn that you choose to make that pattern. And each week you get a clue, and then by the end of the month, hopefully you'll finish it. I am a rule breaker. I do not do it for the month because it's too much with the holidays and everything like that. I do it when I'm ready. And this year, so much got involved in that month, I had to put it away. And I finally picked it up. And what I do is 30 minutes for 30 days type thing. Even though I'm not really doing it for 30 days, I'm just doing 30 minutes a day and see how far I come. If you were around last time, I did show it. I've made some progress with my 30 minutes a day. I've had to skip a few days due to life things happening, but this is my Stephen West Twists and Turns. All right. Last time I was only at the very beginning of this side here, and I did all of it, and now I'm on this side. So I really accomplished this whole wing. I'll call it a wing. Oh, am I losing stitches? I lost a stitch. All right, I'll have to put that back in. I have it on these barber wires, which I swear I'd never use again, and here I am. All right, so I did that, and now I'm working on this. It's on a size 4. The yarn that I'm using is from Moonglow Yarn Company, and it's called the green kind of turquoise is Capri, the brown is Warm Cinnamon, and the pinkish coral pink is called Sun-Kissed Coral. Yeah, so I like it, but to be honest with you, it's just so much knitting. It takes up so much time, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do another Stephen West this October. As much as I love learning the techniques, and geez, there's a lot of different techniques. Like, look at that braid in there. So cool. He's really a genius with his architecture on a shawl. But like, this has taken me forever and forever. And you know what? Let's be truthful here. When it takes forever, you kind of like lose your mojo, because it's like, oh, it's never ending, and you start losing the fun of doing it. You don't get as excited because it's just taken so long, and you kind of lose that spark when you do a project. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. I loved it when I started it and it was coming out really cool, but now this took so long. It's so much short row knitting and back and forth, and then this too. It's so much that you kind of lose your spark, and that's what's happening. I want to finish it, but I'm losing my oomph. So that's why 30 minutes a day, that way that's all I have to deal with on that. Let's see if there's anything else I have to talk about it. So that's it by Stephen West. I'm on clue 2. I think there's 4 clues. I'm almost done with this one. I don't want to do it anymore, but I don't want to scrap it either. So if I could just tolerate 30 minutes a day, I can plug through it. Okay, the next thing, now this is where all my attention and joy has been going to. I'm a member to the Love and Stitches membership, which is created by Natalie from Nitty Natty, and she has this Love and Stitches podcast, and she has a Love and Stitches membership, which is the best thing I ever could do for myself with this community, as well as YouTubing with you guys. So during the month of April, I'm not sure if it's April or March, she encourages, it has a little knit along about starting your dream project. So my dream project, as crazy as it sounds, was to do this stocking, Christmas stocking that I've seen the crazy sock lady do for her whole family, and I've seen Natalie have it in her background. So I said, oh, I want to do one so bad. It looks so cool. And I looked up the designer, and she had all different designs for this Christmas stockings. And there was one that was perfect for my son. I basically celebrate Hanukkah, but, you know, when I was married, I was married to a Catholic. We celebrated both holidays, and my son celebrates both. So I wanted to make him a stocking, and I know he'll keep it forever. Well, enough chit-chatting about that. Anyway, it's called The Steamer Train by Ursula Almeida. And wait till you see this. I am in love with it. Look at that stocking. I'm almost done with it. So I followed exactly the yarn that the crazy sock lady used, and also the designer. It's Knit Picks, the palette base, and the colors are ash, pimento, and their bear yarn, which is just a natural, yarn that they make. Isn't it so cool? I thought that I was not going to be able to do this with all the color work. Well, her pattern is so fantastic. All these little motifs, these color work sections, she has it written so well in a chart and so easy to follow. I am impressed that I was able to do it. I keep looking at it and am loving it. At first I thought it was too big, and it is big, but you know what? More stuff to put in it. So that's the yarn. The size needles are 2. And what happened was, let me see if I can tell you anything about it. Well, first of all, with the yarn, it's 100% wool, and it's a real sturdy yarn. Like, I feel like when they put stuff in it, it's not gonna fall apart. It's so thick and sturdy. I can't even explain it. I love it. It's not soft. To me, it's not soft, but it doesn't matter. It's a stocking. It's gonna be so great. So when I did this, I did a size 16, size 2 with a 16 quart. Okay, so it's really like making a sock. You do like a cuff, and then the body, and then I put in for an afterthought heel, and then you do the toe, which is like a rounded toe. So anyway, the heel part, I knew on this 16-inch wire that it was going to be really snug on there. So I said, you know what? Why not just do it on 2 circulars? And because I did not want to deal with all the stitches on the DP ends, and I didn't want to go get them. I was being lazy. But meanwhile, I had the size 2s laying around. I had one on the, for the pattern, and then I had one, just hanging around. I said, let's do it that way, and that is perfect. So that's what I'm up to now. The heel, the afterthought heel, which is pretty simple, and then you put like a little hook on here. You knit a hook. I don't know. I have to read the instructions, and that is it. I'm gonna finish hopefully today or tomorrow, whenever I can do it, because I'm so addicted. I want to see the final result, and then the next time I will have my dream project finished. So I did this one, but if naturally he's married, I gotta make one for his wife. So she's got other much more designs I could use, and I'm not gonna do a train for her. My son is a big train fanatic. He works for a train company, and perfect. So her, I don't know. And then my future grandchild is a gingerbread one. I'll make one for that, and then so on and so forth to making these. So that was my latest addiction. Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of my decaf coffee. The last one I started, since the last time we spoke, and this one I'm making when I went to visit my son in Oregon. I got to visit the Multnomah Falls. I've never been there, and it was a dreary, drizzly type day, but I did make a Multnomah Falls hat once before through the membership of Love and Stitches, but I gifted that hat. So I was like, oh man, here I am at the Multnomah Falls. I didn't even have to wear a hat to wear on, and my son lives there, and he wasn't the one I gifted it to. I said, I gotta make another one. So I asked him what color, and he said orange. He likes some color in his hats, and I started the Multnomah Falls hat. So this is it. The Multnomah Falls. Oh, who is it by? I didn't write it down. I'll have to, I'll put it in the description box below when I'm, the link to it anyway. So this is just the ribbing. You have to do like 5 inches. I have close to 5 inches, about another ½ an inch, it will be 5 inches. Size 4 and 6, 4 for the ribbing, which is now, then I'll switch over to 6, and there's cabling in it. I will show a picture of the one that I made previously, and that one had a pom-pom on it. This one, he said no pom-pom, so I'm not going to do a pom-pom. The yarn is Berroco Vintage. They're worsted weights. The colorway is a number 51130, and it's 52% acrylic and 40% wool. So that's it. So I'm excited about it because, after doing ribbing for 5 inches, it's like enough already. Let's do something else. So I'm going to start the cabling very shortly. Hopefully the next time we speak, I will get onto that, or maybe I'll finish it. This, I'm taking my time and just doing it when I'm out and about. But once I start the cabling, buckle down, pay attention. Okay, I can't do that while I'm out. Okay, so that's all my works in progress, but that is knitting. I didn't do much crochet. I've been working on some granny squares, and I have, I'm going to do a test knit for Knitty Natty, for a yarn cozy, and that's just starting today, so that's nothing much to show. So that's my crochet stuff that's back on the burner. And then my cross stitch, also not much done on that, but I started something else, a different hobby. I did it once before, and I was like, it's not very exciting, but I saw it while I was in the store, another one, and I said, let me go back into it. It's a good hobby to do while I'm waiting around for something. It's a no-brainer to me. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this hobby, but it's called diamond painting. So I bought one, and it was on sale, or I had a coupon or something like that. And really, diamond painting to me is like paint by numbers. You have symbols. There's these little cute little gems that they provide you, or you can buy your own. They even sell them separately in the craft store. So I bought a kit. Everything is included. And I tell you, the setup is a pain in the neck because they give you little, they're in like little plastic bags with the colors, but you can get them all over the place. So I put them in little Ziploc bags and put the numbers on it so I know what I'm doing for the symbols. Well, anyway, this is it. It's called Diamond Painting. Well, this one is actually Diamond Art Club. And let me see if I could show you close. Okay. So I worked on the top here. These are gems that they provide you. I don't know what you call them. They have some sparkle to it. And this part here is all sticky. And they have little symbols all in there that you could do. And with the symbols, they provide you a number with the symbol and then the color. So you coordinate it together, the color and the symbol, and you put it on where that symbol is. Like on this white, it's a little dot. I know the dot is this color white with the number. So, and then they provide you with a little tool like this. And then a glue thing. It's almost like glue. This, you dip the pen into that and it puts glue or whatever that is into this little tip. And then you press on the diamond gem and you put it in there. And that's it. So it's very pretty. I mean, I look and I was like, oh man, is that pretty? It's pretty simple, and it really isn't that expensive when you buy a kit at one of the craft shops and you have one of their coupons. And it's just another hobby, and it doesn't take much thinking, to be honest with you. That's why it's like my least favorite thing to do of all my hobbies, because there's not much thinking. But then on the other hand, when I just don't feel like doing anything and I'm talking with Bill, I'll just do some of those dots in there, put some of those diamonds in there. So that's it for my works in progress. Let's move along to acquisitions. Okay, not much to report on acquisitions. I only have one thing, and it came from Adore Knit, and that's the maker. And I love her progress keepers. I have quite a few of them. I joined a Stitch Market Club, I think maybe just for 3 months. So I got last month, I think I got for St. Patrick's Day, and then April, I guess it's like for Easter. Let me get it out of the bag because there's a lot in here. So, let me show you. Okay, a little bunny rabbit progress keeper. Very cute. Let me see if I can get a good shot of it. My fingernails are in the way. There, little bunny rabbit. Okay, and then a little stitch marker of a little chick. Look how cute that chick is. And then, let's see if I can show you these beautiful, colorful, rainbow-like stitch markers. They're so pretty. So that was from Adore Knit, and I'm waiting to see if they do an advent this year for their stitch markers, because last year I did it, and I had so much fun with their advent. They had so much cool stitch markers and goodies. I loved it. I'm waiting to see if they do it. Speaking of advents, I also was looking around, because now is the time to look for an advent. Advent knitting or advent clubs, if anybody doesn't know, is during the month of December. A lot of makers, designers put out an advent where they send you a box from marking. Some of them could be 2 weeks, some of them could be for 25 days, some of them could be once a week. Well, anyway, I like the ones where you open something up every day until December 25th, and then when on that day you open up like the biggest one, like a big skein. So with the last year, every day I would open up one of the stitch markers from Adore Knit for 25 days, from December 1st to the 25th. And I also did a yarn one with Ruby and Roses. Every day you open up and there would be a mini skein of yarn for every day until the 25th, and then I would get a big skein of yarn. So this year I was looking to see, because you have to get yours ahead of time so they have time to make the items, and it does take quite a lot of work and effort. So I was looking around and I saw by Chelsea Yarns that her Advent theme is I Love New York Christmas, something like that it's called. I'm a New Yorker. I live in Florida for about 3.5 years now, but I was born and raised in New York, and I love New York, and I had to get that one. You won't see it until December, but I did order it, and I'm so excited to see like what the theme is going to be. Each time I open it, does she name things from New York? I don't know how the theme is going to work out. If the colors represent some parts of New York, I don't know, but I had to get it. There's so many out there that I really was interested in, but this spoke to me. I mean, I love New York and Christmas. That's it. It says, I think that's the theme. I know it said I love New York Christmas. So I had to get it. So we'll wait to see when that, comes in. I'm excited about that, but we have quite a ways to go. So that's it for my acquisitions. Okay, let's move on to life. Okay, life. Let's see what happens in my life. Let's see a couple of things. Believe it or not, I have to look because I don't even remember what I did yesterday, let alone 2 weeks ago. Okay. Oh, I know what. Okay. One thing I want to mention is when I first started this podcast, I talked about a senior that I visited like once a week. Her name is Rose. So with Rose, I would go there, I would knit and visit her and talk, and she was a big knitter for all her life, since a young girl, big knitter. So I knew her from a knitting circle, so I've been visiting and talking with her. And a couple of times when I went there, she wasn't knitting that much, and she goes, I've knitted everything. I have nothing left to knit for, because she was more of a purposeful knitter, knitting for people. She had no more to knit, so she was just not knitting much. I said, well, you could knit for charity, and at least that will be something that you can knit for, a purpose. So I said, I've knitted for these, for Knitted Knockers, an organization that knits these knockers for women that have had mastectomies, and instead of getting prosthesis, or they're waiting for prosthesis, you can knit them the knocker, and it's soft and it's free to them. And I said it would be, a great cause. And she loved the idea because her sister died from breast cancer, and now she can do something. So I gave her yarn, I gave her the size 4, and her son, she told her son about it. He jumped in on the bandwagon and he said, I want to buy the yarn for you girls. Go buy whatever it costs. I want you to do it. I'm buying you lunch. Do it, and that's it. So I went to the yarn shop, bought all this yarn. I gave the business to the local yarn shop. He paid for it. He insisted. I didn't like doing that because it is charity. I don't like to take money from anybody, but he insisted on doing it. So we bought the yarn. We worked it up between me and her. We did like 80 knockers, knitted knockers. That could be either 40 women, or if they only want one, 80 women, whatever. It makes a difference. So anyway, my point of this whole story is, sadly, about a month and a half ago, Rose passed away. When I met her, she was like just about 90, no, before 90, maybe 89. And she just passed away, 92. She was going to be 93. So I knew her for almost 4 years or something like that. And so they had a celebration of life for her because she's a New Yorker. She was buried back up in New York, to be by her husband, who also is deceased. And but meanwhile, her daughter, who lives down here in Florida, wanted to have a celebration of life because, like us, we wanted to, show our condolences and remember her and all that stuff. So the daughter had a celebration of life and a mass for her at a church, and then back at her place, she had like a luncheon for everybody, which was so nice of her. So anyway, and her son came in, the one that offered to help with the knockers and stuff like that. And he said to me, he goes, I know my mom is gone now, but he still wants to contribute. He goes, whatever, when you want to do this, tell me what it is. Don't feel, please call me and let me know. I want to do it. So he offered again and stuff like that. But I have to be honest with you, I'm kind of like, I don't hate asking people to do something like that, even though he offered and insisted on it. I don't know if I should ask him for it, because I just buy the yarn and I knit it up and that's it. I don't know. What do you think I should do? Should I take him up on the offer? But I feel funny asking. So anyway, I stopped making the knockers for a bit. Life got in the way. I didn't have the oomph to do it. I don't know why. But after she passed on, I said, I got to start up with the knockers again. I've made 80 of them, plus 40 that I've done. I've made a lot of knockers. So after that, it gave me the push to do it, to honor Rose. That was our thing together that we did, even though before I introduced the knockers, we knitted together and stuff like that. But this really made a difference. And so I made a couple. Made a couple of knockers. I'm going to try to do them as much as I can. These are pretty easy to make. They go quickly. The organization is knittedknockers.org. Go check them out. You could donate. You can make them. I don't have to stuff them anymore. I send them like this because stuffing does add to shipping. And they told me after I made so many, she goes, Heidi, you don't have to stuff them. Just send them like that. We'll stuff them. So, and I tell you, it's made an impact. Some people have asked me to make them some, to help them, and I've done that. One time I made it for somebody I don't even know. Somebody asked me for a favor. I made them. They sent me a check. I sent back the check. I said, just send that check to the Knitted Knockers organization. So I'm going to get back into doing that. That's my connection now, or to stay connected to Rose. I miss her. I feel bad that she's gone, but I want to do her honor by doing that, at least keep that going. And she watched my podcast all the time. When I told her I had a new one out, we would sit and watch it together, or when I'm not there, she would watch it, and she loved watching it. I miss her. So anyway, so I went to a celebration of life, and it was so nice. And they had some of her knitted items there, and I remember her showing them to me. So I felt like, I had a good memories with her. So that was one thing that I did. Another thing is, what else? Passover came. Well, it's actually still happening. My sister had a Seder. Me and Bill went, and she had some other people there. It was a lovely evening. We did the abbreviated version of a Seder. It was all good people, good food, and it was a great night. So that was Passover. Now, another dilemma I have, maybe you guys can tell me what I can do. One of these days, I went through my collection of shawls. I have a lot. So I went through my collection, and I'm looking through them. I'm saying to myself, I'm never going to wear this shawl. I don't really like it anymore. And there was some hats, and there was some other things. And I said, I'm never going to wear this stuff. So it was a big pile. I don't even know, maybe 20 items. So, maybe 15, 20. Anyway, so I said to Bill, what can I do with these? Some of these shawls have like $80 worth of yarn in there, at least $100. Expensive yarn. And I know I hate to throw it out. And I was like, who's going to wear it here in Florida? Nobody. So I'm like, what do I do? So I emailed one of the ladies who has a knitting circle here where I live, and they knit for charity, but mainly baby blankets and hats for a hospital. So I emailed her and I said, what can I do with all these items? So she said, well, there's a thrift shop for women in distress. Try there. So I go there, and guess what? They don't take them. They don't take that kind of stuff. So I don't know what to do with them. If I ship it someplace up north, it's going to cost me like $100 because it's so heavy. All these shawls, because they're made of wool and it adds up. There's like 20 of them. So I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I don't want to take them apart and reuse the yarn. Some of it I don't like anymore. I'm not interested. And that's more work for me to do. What do you think I should do with this? I live down south. Nobody's wearing these, some of these heavier shawls. And I don't know what to do. So right now they're just in Bill's truck, and he's going to see if he could drop them off somewhere. I thought maybe a nursing home. I don't know. If you know of anything, comment below. Okay, so that's my dilemma of that. And what else can I say? What I am watching. Okay, when I watched the Oscars, I saw, who was winning and this and that. And there was one movie I said, oh, I'm so interested. And it's called The Whale because the actor won Best Actor. And when I was at the Passover Seder, a lot of the women were saying, oh, the movie was excellent, excellent. So the following weekend or that weekend, came home and I rented it on my TV and we watched it. And I liked it. It's not lighthearted at all. It's kind of a depressing type movie. Bill was with it. He's like all action, and it wasn't that kind of a movie. It could be a trigger. It could be depressing, but he did a superb job, the actor. I could see why he won Best Actor. So I liked it. I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. The acting was superb. So the storyline wasn't anything unusual, but I guess the acting was good. So if you want a feel-good movie, this is not it. So then the other thing that we watched, I guess it was already out, but they have a second one, The Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. So we watched that, and that was really cute. There you go, lighthearted after that heavy movie, The Whale. So that was kind of cute, and now we just have to watch The Murder Mystery too. And then the other thing that I'm so excited about watching is baseball. The Yankees are back on. Great start. I love my Yankees. I've watched them through thick and thin, and if there's a game on, everything else puts on hold other than podcasts. That's my balance, podcast watching or Yankee baseball. And a little bit of Netflix in between. And what else can I tell you? So that is a perfect day for me. Watching Yankee baseball, knitting, and a piece of chocolate. That's a perfect day. Tell me what your perfect day is. Is it the same? I'm sure it's not Yankee baseball, but maybe it's something else that you love, watching a movie and knitting and eating something or drinking tea. What is your perfect day? Or maybe none of that. Who knows? I'd like to hear, because maybe I could add that to my routine. So that is all that I have for you this week. I hope you have a great couple of weeks until we speak again. I wish you love and peace in your life. See you next time. Bye-bye.